Mom, M-U-M-M, mom. Never ever wanna be a bum. So it's mom, M-U-M-M, mom. Mindset, uplift, manifest. Mom, mindset, uplift, manifest. Mom.
If you didn't come from a wealthy family, this is the opportunity to make sure that a wealthy family comes from you.
All right, welcome into the Runner's Wealth Party. It is Tuesday, September 28th, 2021. We have an awesome panel today just to talk about how to preserve your wealth during these crazy times. So we're going to go ahead and bring them all in. You guys met her last week. We got Jessie Cleveland from Arizona in the house. We got the amazing Emily Manuel coming all the way from Hawaii with us today. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Pyers, who is, if you want to know something about taxes, you go to Mark. And Alan might be coming in later if we can get his audio fixed, but for now, we'll just start with us four. Alan, were you able to fix the audio? All right, still having issues. All right, don't worry. Usually you got to do this restream thing once, and then you kind of work out all the bugs and whatnot. But thank you, everyone, for coming on tonight. Maybe just kind of introduce yourself real quick. What is your why, and what gets you excited just about life in general? Jessie, we can start with you.
Hi, I'm Jessie Cleveland. My why for being here right now is because I am super stoked to be part of 7K. And what was the third question?
What are you excited about? What's your why with your
I'm
life?
excited about gold and silver. Woo!
Yes, that's what we need. Emily, what about you?
Oh man, just real quick, I really wanted to stack for my daughter. That was like the biggest thing for me. I just wanted to make sure she was going to be set financially long after I'm gone and leaving that legacy and creating that generational wealth for her. And then, of course, as I started being a part of 7K, the mission and the journey started to become bigger than myself. It started to really expand over into wanting other people to be able to have the same opportunity that I have and to be able to learn and get educated about what I just found out and what I know. And so that's why I'm here.
Awesome. And Mark, what about you?
So again, my name is Mark Pyers, and look, I am just I'm on a journey to freedom. I learned this in 1992, that freedom didn't necessarily mean that I had to be rich. Freedom meant that I controlled my time. And so, home-based is what provided that, and it's still to this day is what everyone needs to be doing, regardless of whether you have a good job or not. So we're going to get more in that, but I'm excited, look, just to be on the side of the right side of money. So let's go.
All right, let's do it. So if you guys don't know, I'm Michael Tharp from around Greenville, Michigan, and our team, the Runners, has been running for over a year now using home-based businesses to reduce our taxes, to get assets, and to get cash flow, and to really just form this group and community that helps each other, that uplifts each other, and just has this network of people who are worried about things that really matter. My why was for freedom and to spend more time with my family and, to be able to not have to go to a job every day. So that's why I get excited when it comes to teaching people about real assets. So we're going to first start with kind of the first thing, right, that people need to think about is, why should you be buying gold and silver? Okay, because I get it. You weren't told this in school. It's not like it's the cool thing to do necessarily, but there's this thing called inflation. Okay. And I think most people know what that is today because you're seeing it happen real time. The governments all around the world, doesn't matter where you're from, they are going to create more dollars. Dollars are not money. Dollars are either debt or currency. So as they create more dollars over time, your dollars are going to buy less things. So right now we see massive inflation in the real estate market, in hardware, wood, metals, gas, food. You see shrinkflation, which is where they make something smaller and give you less of it. So that's kind of one of the primary reasons you want to be stacking real money with gold and silver. And the last thing before throwing it to you guys, I'll talk about is look at what everyone else is doing, right? What are the rich, the wealthy, the elite, the corporations, the banks doing? They are buying massive amounts of real physical gold and silver. Now, if they're doing that, why are the middle class, mainstream people not doing this? And this is the big part that everyone's missing. So Emily, let's start with you. You know, why are you buying gold and silver, and why do you think other people should as well?
Oh man, that's a really good question, because before I knew about 7K metals, I didn't know how to buy gold and silver. I was asked the question, hey, do you know anybody that would be interested in buying physical gold and silver? And the funny thing is, I knew it was a smart move. I just didn't know how to get it, where to get it, right? And then I thought you're going to need to spend thousands of dollars to be able to get it, and where do I trust to be able to get gold and silver? And the reason I want to get gold and silver is because I knew that putting money in the bank wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to grow any interest at all. But I knew the power of gold and silver was going to increase in value, and it just made more sense. And for other people that don't know, and Mark will cover that more, is there's ways to be able to pay less taxes on capital gains depending on what you purchase. So, as you get educated, you're going to start learning the difference between different bullions and numismatics and all these other things that I never really knew about. And so the average person like myself can now not only have something that's more powerful than a savings account, now I can learn how to not just make money, not just how to save money, but how do you make your money grow and how do you make that money really work for you?
I love it. Jesse, let's go to you next. We'll let Mark go clean up here. Why gold and silver for you, Jesse, and why should everyone else be doing it?
So I save in silver because it is the only way I know how to protect my purchasing power of my dollar. Um, and I collect coins because I love unique artwork and beautiful displays of awesomeness all over the place. That's why I buy silver and collect coins. And it's really super easy. Like Emily said, the only place I knew how to get silver was from like pawn shops or coin shops. And I really didn't know that there was an easy way. So I think everyone should be taking advantage of the ease of what 7K has to offer. And sound money is my favorite. I love being able to get silver to my door. That's that's just why
Nothing better.
everyone should be saving in silver because it's easy.
Yeah, they have streamlined the process for the average person. As Emily and Jesse mentioned. Mark Pyers, in 3 minutes or less, because I know you could go on for hours. Why are you buying gold and silver, and why do you think other people should?
Well, this is not going to take 3 minutes. Look, the real truth is, first of all, I'm going to take that word buy, buying silver and or gold out of the equation, because the truth is that the U.S. and many other countries' money has always been silver and gold. It has always been the sound money, and that information has been lost because of, I'm going to call, financial manipulation. I researched silver. So I got introduced to silver in 2004. I quickly learned when a guy told me to go to a precious metal store and just simply go in there and watch what happens. And here's what happens. And he told me, he says, when you get ready to liquidate a piece of silver or gold, you're going to get asked two questions. You're going to get asked, do you want a check or do you want cash? And I'm like, huh? You mean they're not going to ask me, like, when did I buy it? What's my capital gain? You're going to get asked two questions, right? So I had that experience in 2004. It changed my entire life. And then when I started to do the real research, And I learned in 1964 when we used to have what was called silver certificates, right? That when they took silver certificates away from the American people history and knowledge about real money was lost when it came down to silver. And so I put a post on Facebook the other day showing a $1 silver dollar, 1964 silver dollar. Today, that one silver dollar is worth almost $8. Now, I want you to fathom what I just said. Okay, you took $1 paper dollar in 1964, even up to 1970, that was still around, and you put it under your mattress. And I took that one silver dollar and I put it under my mattress. Today in 2021, we both pull out both of those, silver dollar, real money, paper money, and let's try to go to the store. I can get $8 worth of groceries with that one silver dollar. I can't get 50 cents worth of groceries that I could have got in 1964. So when we talk about inflation and deflation, the reality is if you compare saving in dollars versus saving in gold, you would be blown away. You'll never save in paper dollars. So you're not buying anything. In fact, what you're doing is you're really protecting the value of your money. When I saw that myself, I said, this is a no-brainer. Why would you ever save in paper? It has a 100% guarantee that it's going to buy less tomorrow. I mean, that's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Exactly. I couldn't say it better. And for me, what I really stress to people is when you buy silver and gold and you have it in your physical possession, you are taking back your power and your time away from the system. If you're putting dollars into banks, you're killing your own wealth. Every dollar you put in the bank, they're going to take at least 90 cents of it and loan it out to somebody else. So you just shot yourself in the foot by putting that dollar in the bank, not to mention it's guaranteed to go down in value. When you take that silver and gold, holding silver and gold is the only way to have wealth where there is no counterparty risk. Okay? If your money's in the bank, that's counterparty risk. If you're saving money in a 401k, a Roth IRA, ETFs, that's third-party risk. So the only way to have freedom to take back your power from the system is for everyone to hold physical gold and silver. Now, if you just want to do that, which everyone should be doing, okay, that's great. But what we're going to do tonight is share with you a company we're leveraging that people all around the world are leveraging. Doesn't matter their race, their color, their sex, how much money they have. They're starting to diversify and use this system. Now, why is this so important? And we're celebrating our 5-year anniversary in 7K this month. So we have a business that has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. We are approved and licensed by the NGC as an authorized dealer. That's the #1 coin grading company in the world. This is located in America with all the rules and regulations to protect us. The company, like I said, has been in business for 5 years. Their vaults are insured. They're using the Plaid network. We just got our coin logo minted on the real money of a sovereign nation. Think about that, guys. 7K Metals logo is literal real money minted by a sovereign country. Along with, we work with the #1 coin producer in the world, CIT, who makes these amazing coins for us. So I just kind of wanted to get everyone's opinion, or just like kind of the starting point here is why 7K? So Emily, we'll start with you. Why do you encourage and, really love to see people joining 7K and securing their wealth, and why should everyone be using it?
Man, there's a lot of reasons, but just kind of what started this whole thing is when I got introduced to 7K Metals, I saw, I was actually driving to the food bank, and that's kind of when I heard the information. And I remember when I first learned about it, I told them, go ahead and sign me up. It sounds like a really smart move. I definitely want to do this. And once I got to the food bank and I looked around, I was, serving, and I was actually, helping with the food drive. And then I realized that other people around me needed this information. They needed to know what I just knew and what I just found out about. In fact, I even so much so that I told them, hey, can you somehow do some sort of presentation, because I have no idea how to explain this, and just tell people, what I just learned, because this is really important. Guys, I just saw that the hotel industry, right? The tourism industry, like literally disappeared overnight in Hawaii. And it's an industry that we all knew and loved for a very, very long time. And so what I started figuring out, I don't know, I want to say like 90% of the population was out of work. And now we had to figure out what we were going to do. And I saw this as an opportunity for people to be able to secure their financial wealth, whatever they had left of it, put money somewhere secure, help let it grow. And guys, just really have the opportunity. The first week that I joined, and, income disclosure, everyone's, income is going to be different based on the efforts and skills. But my first week, I made my first $250 check, and I went, wow, people could use this. And then I got another $250 the next week because the company pays weekly. And I was like, wow, gosh, that's $500. If you look at the statistics right now, they're saying about 40% of Americans right now can't even cover less than a $500 emergency expense without using a credit card or borrowing money from a friend. And that's when I said, if I can make $500 in 2 weeks, what if other people could do the same? And how could that really change their household's income and change their lives and help them get out of debt and help them get ahead? So guys, as the team started to grow and the people started to really catch on to this vision, the power of what we have is the power of leveraging your time, the power of leveraging your money. It's all about being on the right side of the quadrant that Robert Kiyosaki talks about. It's about being able to leverage those relationships for you to just get ahead and to have the time freedom, not just the money, but the time freedom to be able to live the lifestyle that you deserve.
Couldn't send it better. Jesse, what about you? Why 7K? I think you're muted, Jesse.
Of course, I'm muted.
There you go.
My why for 7K is because of the community. The runners, which is the group that we are part of, we have created a community of like-minded people that are really tuning in to this mum mantra that's been created. The mindset, uplift, manifest, momentum. And I love that 7K listens to their community. And by listening over the last 5 years, they have created this company that is hands down the best company that I've ever interacted with as far as a network marketing company goes, for as far as like a silver and gold. There's lots of different silver and gold companies out there. But this one is very straightforward. Everything is documented. And that's one of the things I hear is documentation doesn't lie, right? So I love everything that they've put out for us. This whole ecosystem is amazing. And I love the ease. The ease, that's why I love 7K, is the ease of buying silver, because it's my favorite thing to buy.
Automate the process of becoming wealthy. So Mark, for you, why 7K?
So when I got introduced to 7K, I'd already been involved in multiple different precious metal companies, right? And so I always knew, and I just got disconnected from another company. Look, first of all, I was looking for a home-based business. I was out of a home-based business for about 60 days, and I felt sick to the stomach, right? Because if you don't understand, if you don't have a home-based business, you're committing financial suicide. Maybe I'll elaborate that on a little bit later on, because this guy back here, that guy right there, he's not back there for no reason. Okay, that's my friend, in fact. So we'll talk a little bit about him. But 7K, when I looked at it, I didn't look at the compensation plan. Okay, that's not what I wanted to know. What I wanted to know, first of all, is I wanted to know that it had a rock solid leadership and it wasn't driven by one person, because I just got out of a company that had a great CEO, but when you got one person driving the car, if that person falls asleep, everybody else in the back seat, right? Good night, right? So I wanted to make sure that it had a foundation leadership of more than one person that had a vision. I wanted to know where this company was going, and everything that I had on my checklist, 7K succeeded. Now, there were some things that, there's some things about 7K that I wish I could change. And you're never going to find everything perfect in any company. But I found everything that I needed to find out in order for me to go ahead and swipe my credit card and then share. And I don't share, most things with, that come across my table. So for me to say yes to 7K, especially after the previous company, 7K is definitely the real deal. And they have proven me to be right. I have not one bad thing to say about this company, from the shipping to the products to the customer support. Compensation plan is great. That's on the back end. If none of the rest of that works, the compensation plan means absolutely nothing. So we got a rock solid company, and the compensation plan is just the cherry on top, brother.
Yeah, and I'm big on that. So I'm just going to share a few things here. So what you guys have to understand is, even if there wasn't the ability to use 7K, there was so much value in the membership and the product. That's why I love this company and why I can share with anyone. 7K Metals is available in 7 countries around the world. And this is almost unbelievable, guys, that every year they have at least doubled in growth. That's almost unheard of for any company. And for them to be doing this 5 years in the network marketing space is truly unbelievable. And we're just getting started with what we're going to do. So when you get this yearly membership, you are now in the big leagues of the gold and silver business. You get these 10 member benefits. You're going to be able to use the Sound Money wallet that's like Cash App with gold and silver. You're going to automate the process of becoming wealthy and get access to the Autosaver program. There's a healthcare program. You're getting dealer direct pricing on regular bullion, gold, and silver. Just the access to these 7K limited and rare coins, the coin drops, that's enough. If that's all this was, I'd throw down $500 every single year just to be able to get these coins. And the education and the selection 7K is doing for us to get these coins, nobody has time for that. The tax advantages that Mark's going to hit on later. We have a Goldback IRA, a 7K Advantage app that you can save when you dine, shop, or go out to eat or go on vacation. The residual income for a lifetime is amazing. We'll get into that later. And then you have your own website where you're selling and buying gold and silver. We get to work. Again, this is the big leagues. We're working with the #1 coin grader in the world, Michael Miles Standish. He is designing coins for us that go up in value, that are beautiful, that are rare and limited. We can also sell our coins on the secondary market using Stack and Sell. So you can see here, this is part of my portfolio that's gone up 46%. And our coins that we bought for $139 are selling for over $500. So here is the Idaho where we paid $139. It sold for over $500, close to $900 sometimes. Same thing for the Montana. We got it for $139, selling for over $500. The Roman series, we paid $349, selling for $629 with the market value. White House coin, Miles Standish coin, $309. And guys, this is why we do this, right? The $1.2 million mistake is just buying one. Okay, I'll do this and then throw it around to everyone else. This is it, guys. This is a silver American Eagle. That's an MS-70. Got this for Emily here, the Hawaii one. Okay. If you bought one of these one time a month since 1986, you would have spent about $50,000. Today, this portfolio of those coins over that time period would be worth $1.2 million. And it's actually $1.6 million now. Okay. But they haven't updated this. Think about that. $50,000 turning into $1.6 million simply by buying one of these one time a month. That's what 7K, the core of 7K, is making sure every single family buys one of these a month. And if they do that over time, consistently, they have changed their family tree forever. So I know Emily has got to go soon. So I just wanted to get her final takes on, really anything, again, why you love 7K, why people should take action right now before you got to jump off, Emily.
Yeah, I that $1.2 million mistake, you guys really got me. I was like, wait a minute, if I just got one of those coins every single month, right? And I would have spent anywhere between, you know, $40,000 to $50,000, I would be sitting at $1.6 million. I was like, okay, if nobody gets this, right, besides me, like I don't get it. But and one thing, you know, Mark said that I want to emphasize, you guys, is we're not buying anything. We're really, all we're doing is we're just transferring our wealth, and we're getting one of these MS70 Mint State 70 coins, right, every single month to be able to generate that kind of wealth. And so when I first started, I was like, oh, if I get one coin, I can get 1.2 million, and that's over 30 years. I was like, wait, that's too long. Why don't I get 3? So now I'm on 3 autosavers, plus I'm buying more coins, you guys. So like, you know, I haven't even like unpackaged these yet, but like I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. What did I get? I got something. Hold on.
So here's one of my new, I just got this one in. This is a 2-ounce Mystic Wolf with black obsidian. Oh, you got the same.
Twinning.
That's how you know we got good taste. But I love these Mongolian coins. I have 3 of them now. They're just beautiful, guys. There's only 999 of these. And then Emily got the Roman Tiberius. Matched you there, girl.
So
think about 500 of these guys, 500 worldwide. You're seeing 2 right now.
I want to add on the $1.2 million mistake, because does that really constitute for graded coins, or is it just regular silver eagles?
The 1.2 million
Yeah.
Are graded coins.
it would be graded. That's the
Yep.
big difference.
A lot of people don't know that industry started in 1986, and Reagan actually signed that in office. Yeah, that is the MS70 coins, not the bullion. Bullion didn't
Right.
do that good. It did good, but it didn't do that good.
Right?
Right. Well, Emily, whenever you got to jump off, you're more than welcome to. Thank you for coming on. Right now, I really want to kind of give the floor to Mark for a few minutes here, and thankful for him coming on and sharing his knowledge. This is probably the big secret that is hidden from most people. Is most people are taught, we're taught, in the education and the media, you got to go out and work for your money. Okay. Which is probably the worst thing that you can do when you get money, is to actually work for it. So Mark, just take away the floor, whatever knowledge you want to explain to people about why they need a home-based business, and how a business like 7K is even better when it comes to paying less taxes than your traditional network marketing company.
So let me see if I can. I want to try to really keep this in a simplistic. So,
Oh, sorry, Mark.
that's okay.
There you go.
I discovered this in 1992. I won't go through the whole story, but one of the best financial tragedies in my life was I got an audit letter from the IRS. Okay, I was green as a pool table, didn't even know the IRS exists. Really probably couldn't even spell taxes at the time. But that seemed like that was one of the worst things that could ever happen to me. And I don't even know where I got the fear of the IRS at that time, because I had no experience with them. My parents had no experience. I didn't know anybody that ever dealt with them. And so, many of you that are probably afraid of this, this guy over there, there's no need to be afraid. It's the lack of knowledge that, about the tax code that is keeping you frightened, and what's been embedded in our minds. So let me see if I can help you out. So there's one tax code in America, and some of you are thinking, yep, one side for the poor, one side for the rich, and that's close. There's one side that will keep you poor, and there's one side that will make you rich. And that is the reason why you see, the big corporations saying that, we've made X amount of money. This was Amazon, okay? $11.2 billion in 2011 in profit. 11.2 billion. This is public information. paid zero in federal taxes. Now, how many of you are earning anywhere close to 11.2 billion on your job and paying zero in taxes? In fact, let's stretch that out a little bit. How many of you are earning $50,000 and paying no taxes? How about $40,000 and paying no taxes? And so why does that exist for Amazon and you don't believe that it exists for you? Well, it does exist for you. It's just untaught. The school system doesn't teach this information. I've talked to a lot of CPAs over the last now 30 and a half years, and some of them never thought about the fact that, you know what, I guess you're right, because I really didn't understand why the employee paid so much taxes versus the business owner. Okay. And so you don't have to be an Amazon. You just have to have a business. Now let me classify what a business is from the IRS, and I'm going to quote the IRS. A business is an activity with the intent to make a profit. That's a quote from publication 334 if you want to go look it up, because I believe that documentation beats conversation. So let me say it again. A business is not a building, okay? It's not this big corporate building. It's not a corporation. It's not a LLC. It's an activity with the intent to make money. So when you get up and you go to work in the morning, you're doing an activity. You're getting out of bed, you're getting in the car, you're driving to work to go make money. Now here's where the trick comes in. Okay, I call it a trick because I think it's unfair. You get zero tax benefits, okay, for that bed you got out of. You get zero tax benefit for the light that you turned on. You get no tax benefit. I was going to give you a little bit. No tax benefit for the gas that you put in the car to drive to work. You get no tax benefit for the wear and tear on the vehicle. You get no tax benefit for the clothes that you're about to go to work in. Now let's flip the script for a minute. And let's say that you were, fortunate enough and someone shared with you the power of having a home-based business. Not the only reason to get one, but the advantages of having the home-based business. So when I get out of the bed in the morning and I come to sit in this seat in front of this computer, guess what? 30% of my electricity is tax deductible. The computer's tax deductible. The camera's tax deductible. Sometimes the clothes are tax deductible. If I get in my vehicle and I want to go drive and meet someone and talk about 7K metals or why you should have a home-based business where the product is money, we'll talk about that in a minute, why 7K versus lotion potions, juices and water, all these things are great, okay? But if you're forced to have a business in order not to lose your money, what product would you choose? So in 7K, when I saw 7K, it was just a matter of understanding, one, my uncle over here forces me to have a home-based business or settle with myself at the end of the night. And every time that I drive a mile, throw a dollar out of my window and say, you know what, I'm just not going to do it. And I just keep throwing money out of the window. Every time I turn the light switch on and I say, you know what, I could have saved 30%. I was going to turn the light on anyway, right? And so a home-based business gives you the tax advantages. This is why the system was set up this way. Okay, the business side has all the tax advantages, and the employee side doesn't. In a nutshell, that's the most simplest way I can explain it. The employee side has no tax advantages for what you do to go earn money, and the business side, everything that you do in alignment with going to try to make a profit is tax deductible. I can go out all day long and talk to people about 7K metals, and they tell me absolutely no, kick rocks, that's a pyramid scheme, whatever. But guess what I'm doing? On this phone, I'm tracking those miles. I'm getting 53 cents per mile. When I decide to talk to somebody about this business, I don't get on the telephone and just run my mouth. I say, no, let's meet for lunch, dinner, brunch, or breakfast. You know why? I'm going to get a 50% tax deduction for talking to you. Okay. And so whether or not, the person gets it or not. And so you're forced to have a home-based business when you understand if you don't have one, you're penalized. There's no other way for me to put it. I wish I could make that softer, but that's the facts, right? And so if you're going to have a business, now you're not going to be asleep tonight when I ask you this question because I'm going to leave this on the table. if you're forced to have a business, what better business than one where the product is literally money? Because that's what 7K offers. And so I just had to vet the company. And once I vetted the company, I already knew the product was rock solid. And so, you know, in a nutshell, guys, if you don't have a home-based business, every time you get in your car and you drive a mile, throw $1 out the window. And when you get sick of doing that, go find a great opportunity, you know, and make sure that the product is money.
Now, I love that, Mark. And maybe could you also speak to, I love what you did there, right? You said, all I have around me is gold and silver, but, you know, if I had a pill, potion, or lotion, right, would you rather sell CBD, which I love CBD, okay, or real money? All right. So, Mark, could you maybe speak to a little bit about how even this thing here might be able to be a tax deduction? At least my accountant has told me most of what I do can, because I use it for marketing and promotion. So
yeah, I only like listening to the IRS. I don't like listening to accountants. I don't even like listening to myself. I only like listening to the IRS. And so, you know, one of the things I checked out with 7K is I wanted to know, was there a requirement, any way, fashion, or form for me to acquire one of these assets as part of the compensation plan? And it blew me away, because when I got my membership did not list that the compensation plan was a part of the benefits of my membership. And I said, well, wait a minute, how do you make money in this company? And I realized that the company actually made an affiliate program for absolutely free for the members to take advantage of, just going out and sharing why people need to be saving their money in silver and gold. Look, if they took away the compensation plan, you should be saving your money in silver and gold. Don't take my word for it. Go to Google and type in inflation calculator and plug in any number you want for any dollar amount, okay? And then go and search silver and gold on Kitco and take the same dollar amount over the same period of time. Here's what you'll learn. In 1964, when the government took silver out of our coins, our nickels, our quarters, and our dimes, guess what silver did since 1964? It increased 1,647% with no interest. Your dollar declined over 780% in purchasing power. Guess what gold did since 1964? It went from $34 to $1,722 today, over 5,000% in increase, which means your money buys more today than your dollar does. But in reality, it buys the same thing it bought in 1964. And so what 7K is giving us is it's giving us the best of both worlds. It's giving us, first of all, a home-based business, which is going to legally, ethically, and morally put more money that you're going to work for back in your pocket, because today you just learned the only reason that you're getting taxed, you only get taxed on the money you don't move. I hope you got what I just said. You only get taxed on the money you do not move. And so when you look at an employee that owns a house and they're paying mortgage interest, the government gives you a tax deduction for that, right? Why? Because they want that money out of your hands. So you have to take it and move it from you and give it to someone else with no benefits coming back to you. I hope I said that slow enough. But when you have a home-based business, you get to move the money, especially if it's a business where you have an asset, not a lotion and potion, something that's going to, expire next week or next month or next 6 months. When you move this money, which a percentage of it you was losing without the business anyway, and you're getting an asset that you don't have to take anyone's advice, opinions, assumptions, you can go do your own research and see, you know what? I don't know what it's going to do over the next 10 years, but I can tell you what it's done over the last 60 years, the last 100 years. And that is that silver and gold has always and will continue to always protect your money from inflation and deflation. And Mike, you mentioned this earlier about inflation. Inflation is here to stay. It's inevitable that it's here to stay. You know how I know that? Because the Federal Reserve that controls our money has at minimum 2% target of inflation. Okay. And when it hits the end user, it's not 2%. It's 2% up here. Okay, at the manufacturer level. When it gets to the grocery store, it's 6 to 7 to 8% to the end user, right? And so if we know that our money is going to be worth less, if we know that we can exchange dollars for an asset that has proven to increase, and we know we can do that under the umbrella that the government said, if you do work on this side, we're going to penalize you. But if you come over to the right side, we're going to incentivize you. It's a big no-brainer. I mean, there's nothing absolutely to lose except your money if you don't have a home-based business. And if you don't have one where the product is an asset, then literally you're just spending your money on something that's going to decline. So what's the difference, right? So I know I said a lot. I hope people got what I said. You need to have a home-based business. Somebody can make you have one. But I'm telling you right now, the only reason that you're losing the amount of money that you're losing in income taxes is because you operate on the wrong side. I'm not going to say it's the wrong side. Okay, you operate on the side of a tax code that does not incentivize you or reward you. But if I was a self-employed individual like I am, and I did the same thing you did, got in my car, drove to some place to go make money, I get tax write-off for driving my vehicle, whether you buy my product or not. That's not fair, but we don't get to write the rules. We don't get to make up the rules. But what we do get to do is decide whether or not, now that we know, do we want to continue to keep throwing our money in the fire pit and say, I don't want to get involved in one of those things. I love these things. Vet the company. 7K is rock solid. There's no ifs, buts, and ands about it. But I'd rather get involved in a bad company than have no home-based business at all and be earning money on the side that I'm going to be penalized simply because the school system didn't teach me the truth about money. So I'm going to leave that alone because I can go on and on.
No, I love that. And so, this is what Mark's talking about. This is the cash flow quadrant from Robert Kiyosaki. What we are taught, what we are told is to be on the left side of money, to trade our time for money and work the 40-40-40 plan where we work 40 years of our life, 40 hours a week to retire on 40% of our income. There's a better way, guys. We have the solution here with 7K Metals, where we're getting and securing real assets in our own possession. And we have the ability for the tax write-offs and to make residual income.
Mike, I'm sorry, but I gotta go back because you asked me a direct question and I didn't answer that question, and I want to make sure I answer because you said,
right,
how is it that this is? How is it that I can tell you that coin that you acquire each month is tax deductible? Here's how. Okay. Because the IRS says, and you go to irs.gov and type it in, okay, the IRS says that a business expense must be both ordinary and necessary. Let me say it again. The IRS says, not Mark Pyers, Mike Thorpe didn't say it. The IRS says a business expense must be both ordinary and necessary. Well, see, when I looked at 7K and I realized that 7K said will allow you to earn income if you'll go out and you'll share these great memberships with other folks that find value in them. However, we're not going to allow you to just sit back and collect on everyone else's efforts in the company as well. And so here's what we want you to do. Be a team player. If you're in 7K, you should be acquiring at least one coin a month anyway, okay, right, whether there's a compensation plan or not, or why you're here, right? So 7K said, look, as long as you acquire a coin that generates at least 15 points per month, we'll consider you an active business person, partner, not just a member. There's a difference. Okay, you got a membership benefits. Everybody get those. Want to earn income? At least be a contributor to the corporation, right? I mean, they got to pay their light bills too, right? You should be paying yourself first. And so because of that one requirement, the IRS also says in order for me to be considered a business, I must have a profit potential, right? A business is an activity with the intent to make a profit. Well, if I don't acquire that one coin that generates 15 points, then I can't earn income in 7K, which means I don't have an income profit, which means I'm not a business, which means all of my tax deductions go out the window. And so I want to run this, I want to run to Idaho and hug 7K for putting that one clause in there, because what you did was you guaranteed that I can now write off that business expense. The IRS doesn't care whether your product is toilet paper, toothpaste, lotion. All they want to know is that you're doing what they say is the right thing to do, and that is you're literally out there trying to create a profit. And why would you ever want to be in a business and not want to make a profit, right? So that's why, Mike, that one requirement coin will always be 100% legal tax deduction, because it is a requirement in order for you to be able to earn income in 7K metals. So I just want to make sure that I clarify that one, because you asked that question, right?
Yeah, so perfect. So the autosaver you should be doing anyways. We talked about, so you don't make the $1.2 million mistake. You get paid 15 points for buying it. Like when you buy your own autosaver, you get paid 15 points that turns into dollars. Mark's talking about how you can then write that off your taxes because it's ordinary and necessary for your business. I mean, guys, this is why it still blows my mind that people can see this information and say no to 7K. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know where their mind's at, but they are missing out on, whether it's our network, the coins, the passive income, the education. I mean, I don't know how people can see this information and just say no, but it continues to happen. The last thing I wanted to share tonight before we sign off, I want to put this one in. So just so we're making sure we're staying compliant, because this is a legacy company, I want to make sure we put up our disclosure of, income. It's going to vary. The best way is to be consistent and diligent in your business. I was fortunate enough and to be in addition and know the right people to be able to retire from my job teaching and do this full time to help others, to teach them and show them how they can do better by preserving their wealth with 7K. It's not going to be the same for everyone, but as Mark has said, if you have an intent to make income, you can get lots of tax deductions. So again, none of this has been financial advice. None of it is tax advice. We are merely entertaining and telling you to get educated. Talk to your accountant or get one who knows how to leverage a home-based business so that you can pay less taxes legally and start stacking real assets and making residual income. Jesse, is there anything you wanted to add or just kind of, sign off with tonight? What did you take away from this, and what do people need to know as your last words?
I would say stick with it. Stick with it. However you want to manifest wealth in your life, I would say write your goals out and just go for it, whatever you're passionate, right? On the flip side of it, 7K this is what I'm being told every day by myself and others. 7K is the vehicle to get you to where you need to go. I also want to wrap up with I was approached by a very popular leader, founder of a company, and they were willing to mentor me. And I said, no, thank you. I'm staying with 7K and I'm continuing on this journey. And so I would say for the people out there that is watching this that maybe have more than one thing going on, because as runners, we are about crypto and also, other things that are in that space as well. Um, but silver and gold is the only assurance. Everything else is a liability, right? And silver and gold is the only thing that's going to be concrete enough to protect us in these next couple of years of craziness. So that's my sign off, is to keep with it. And also, like everyone says, do your research, reach out to me or reach out to whoever it is that brought you here, and make sure you're saving in silver or gold.
Perfect. Nailed it. Mark, last words before we sign off.
I just want to say, Mike, I hope a lot has been said. I just hope people get it. And if you don't get it, come back and get it. Look, Google, once you get a piece of some information, you can find your way, right? And so I've given you some places, to go, which was the IRS when it comes to the tax information. It's not complicated. It's just untaught, right? It's foreign language to you because the school system doesn't teach it at any level, right? Silver and gold, it's not an investment. It is literally, I look at it as a savings account. I compare it to me saving dollars, right? I got a drawer and cans full of change. You would never do that with something that had true value, right? I mean, how much change do you have sitting around in drawers and in the middle console of your car? Think about it, right? That's the value you see of that money. You would never throw your silver and gold in a drawer and cans like that, right? I mean, but even if you did, 1,000 years later, it'll be worth the same that it is when you put it in the can. So there's no way to lose, honestly, except, you continue to not do it. So Sound Money Wallet, if you don't see any other value in 7K, Sound Money Wallet has changed the game. For the first time, you now have the ability to not have to sell your asset to collect the gains. And if you ever had that issue, having to sell an ounce of silver just because you wanted to extract the increase Sound Money took away that problem. Never again to have to sell your assets if you run into a time where you need a few dollars. So, Mike, it's been awesome. Appreciate it. Hope everybody got value from it. And if you didn't, come back next week.
There you go. Yeah, guys, there's just too much good stuff with 7K to even share it all in an hour. But, if you want the lowest price on gold and silver, if you want to put your wealth on autopilot, if you want to pay less taxes, if you want to save money when you dine, shop, and travel, and you want access to exclusive and rare coins that go up in time, right now, guys, put Silver for Freedom in the chat. Everyone that's watching, okay? If this makes sense to you, hashtag Silver for Freedom. Silver for Freedom, guys. This is Silver for Freedom on multiple levels, not just monetary. Your mind, the fight that we're in right now between good and evil. This is why I am so passionate about silver, is the spiritual aspect of it, the power side of it. It has over 10,000 uses. It is necessary for a free people to have real sound money in their own possessions. And when you get this stuff and it's in your hands and you're touching it, you know what real wealth is. I don't have to worry about banks shutting down. I don't have to worry about crypto exchanges closing and not letting me get access to my crypto or trying to cash it out. This is real money for over 10,000 years. The more people that take back our power and get that real money in your own possession, that is how we beat the system. That's how we beat the banks, the corporations, and the corrupt governments around the world that are consistently robbing us of our wealth. There's so many ways for them to create more dollars. And every time they do, they are robbing your wealth, and it's time to stop it and take back your power. So thank you for everyone who jumped on. We got the Silver for Freedom popping off. And guys, so whoever shared this with you, whoever sends this to you, you see it later on someone, get back to them and get started today, guys. Like Jesse said, like Mark said, there is just no reason why everyone should not have a 7K membership, why everyone should not be stacking gold and silver and diversifying themselves into numismatic coins, one of the highest asset classes there is. This is what the rich and the wealthy do, guys. They have a business, they have tax write-offs, and they're getting high-class assets. And yes, Hutch is right. It's addicting. That might be the only bad thing, is you're getting too many coins, and maybe your wife gets mad at you and puts you in coin jail because she doesn't understand gold and inflation. So thank you, Mark, for jumping on. Appreciate you, Jesse. You're amazing. Emily as well. Alan, maybe we can get you on next time. Every Tuesday, guys, we're going to be doing this. We have a team training on our Zoom. That's the links down below, 7 o'clock. And then we're coming on live just to share how we're getting wealthy, how we're helping others, and how we're securing our wealth and changing our family tree. So we'll see you guys next week. Join the Facebook group if you want more info. All right. We love you guys. Lace up. Let's get wealthy. Peace.